Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Project Sullivan. Forgive me for the wind. I'm going to try to run a microphone this time to avoid any hassle. We're going to put disc brakes on this bad boy here. This Jeep has no brakes. We plan to fix that before the parade this week, if we can get it done in time. All that and more on this week's episode of Project Sullivan. As you can see, Uncle Mark's already got the wheel off, and he's already started taking the hub apart, but we're going to take over from here. So we've done a few things since you've seen this Jeep last. It's been painted. Hopefully once we got brakes I can go out in the sun, you guys could actually see it. Mounted our spare tire rack. And our fire axe. Here's the instructions in typical fashion. I'll probably only use these if I have to. It's supposed to come with hardware, dude, because it's in the picture.
I know. They didn't put it to me.
So far with this company, what company was this? It was originally missing a rotor, so we had to get another one sent to us. But it looks like we're also missing hardware, so we might have to go buy hardware if we want to get this done today. We got 2 banjo bolts, that's good, for our calipers. The calipers already have, oh, it's got another banjo bolt right here. It's already got the brake pads in the caliper. Single piston caliper. Besides a couple extra banjo bolts, this is all we got in the kit. Now, mind you, we had to call them and get another brake rotor sent to us. But to put this bad boy on, we're gonna have to take off our wheel hub and brakes and mounting plate and all that. Yeah, we're gonna need some paper towels probably for this, just to clean off all the old grease. You wanna always use your OSHA approved chair. You know, when did this thing come out? Everything else came out. There's one works properly.
I don't know if you want to go get some and I'll give you the money.
Yeah, we probably should go get some real quick. All the tools we have affiliated links for, either Amazon or Walmart, are in the description below. Man, that thing don't want to come off. Ew. Yeah, I should probably get paper towels. I can't even see what's going on here.
What do the directions say?
We're going to look at the directions? Isn't that out of character for us, though? Usually we screw everything up and then look at the directions.
Yeah.
Can't break tradition. Looks like we need some snap ring pliers here. You see them? Right there. We're never going to get it done. We keep going to get parts.
I know.
Let me see if I can do it with a flathead. We'll just pick some up when we go to lunch.
A few moments later.
Snap ring pliers. We don't need no stinking snap ring pliers. Probably need to get him to bring out the oil pan. It's always good to mess with a bunch of paper towels when it's windy out. Wow, somebody's taken this hub apart before. Look how gummed up that nut is. We'll see if 2 1/8 can do it if I'm real nice to it with this. Yeah, because they didn't have the socket.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had the socket.
So it might be a 2 1/8. You know what I mean?
Well, 2 1/8 took it off, so. Oh wow, that thing is gummed up too. We might re-flatten that one out, Mark.
Yeah, we can use a
Look
file
how
on
beat
it.
up that is. Nah, it's gonna be more than that. I'm gonna do some blacksmithing on that bad boy. Looks like we got another nut here.
Are we going to repack these wheel bearings?
Might as well. You got to take them off anyway, because there's no way that goes over the plate. I still think it was a 2 1/16, but luckily the 2 1/8 is working. Now what do we got? Now our bearing race. See how good this is. Seems like we go in, oh, there's a washer. Seems like we go in these like patterns, Mark.
What's that?
We go from working on one wheel hub to another wheel hub to another wheel hub, and then we switch gears, and then everything needs it. You know what I mean? bearings look good though. We'll repack them. No pitting. No wear really. The other bearing's still in there. Seal doesn't look bad. Wasn't leaking. I don't know that we'll change the wheel seals, but can I get away with not even taking the brake off? Like all this brake crap off? I think I'm going to try to do that. Knock down the little keepers here. See, we got these little keepers here that hold the nuts. I'm going to knock those back. Oh, and there's a spider. Okay, I think he was already dead. But I'm not going to try to take all this brake stuff off. I think I'm just going to try to take these bolts off and disconnect the brake cylinder from the backside. Go back to our trusty flathead here, our snap ring plier, snap ring remover. This is my good screwdriver too. I should get the cheap one if I'm going to use it as a chisel. That way it can't blow away. I don't know if it's supposed to leak there, but it's leaking me taking these backer plate off. That cardboard's always been there. Don't look into it. Yeah, it is super windy today. It's absolutely miserable. Maybe I should have done that first. I might have to put a couple of them bolts back on. Oh well. My experience is never goes right, so I'm going straight to vice grips. I don't know that we plan on putting this back together anyway. Let me just get my manual impact. Ha-ha!
Are we gonna be able to use this?
I didn't have to take the brake shoes off, dude.
What, they fell off?
I'm pretty sure these are universal here, but for better stopping, you're supposed to do it like this, right? Do you have that option with this kit?
What's that?
Maybe right there. Well, for better stopping, you want them like halfway over like this. If I remember correctly. It'd be nice to have a couple washers. I guess I could put the keepers back on. I'm thinking I'm gonna put them like this, dude. That way maybe everything's out of the way.
Well, what does the directions show?
I haven't looked at the directions.
Yeah, but should we?
If you want.
Stay inside?
Inside the box, I think. All right, that's what I'm wanting right there. I didn't put the other plate on. Dang it. No, that's the wheel hub. Exploded wheel hub diagram. It's wrong anyway. I want it to go up. That looks like it's forward. Damn, am I good or what? It is supposed to go right here. I'll just leave it right here then. I just took the backer plate out. We're going to have to refill the gear oil though.
I'll have to buy some gear oil.
Yeah. Well, we still got to buy snap ring pliers to put it back together anyway.
Yeah, so
Taking it off is one thing. Putting it back on is a different story.
Right.
I don't know. I'm already reassembling it. Yeah, I'm actually wiping off my hands right now so that I can put the Impacto on these things.
Don't sound like it.
We'll go with a star pattern because we can. I torqued it to, yeah, that'll hold. Use our best framing hammer with the waffle head. Okay, I'm knocking up the little locks to keep these from backing out. See that picture one more time. I'm pretty sure that goes like that. Gogo's not here today. He's working on his race car. I like working with Uncle Mark because he really tries to help out as much as he can. Getting all the parts cleaned up and stuff while you're doing this stuff so you can kind of just slam it together quicker. So we went to lunch, came back, and apparently our hurricane force winds blew over my drain pan. So much for trying to keep this place clean. I'm just gonna let that sit over there and think about what it's done. Okay, I'm pretty sure we got a new hose. So let's change this brake line while we're waiting for stuff. You know, this whole time this line wasn't flowing, but all of a sudden it's flowing. Was something clogged in our line here? Your line might have been clogged, dude.
It might have.
Because this brake fluid hadn't been flowing this whole time, and now all of a sudden it's flowing.
Oh, so it's leaking now?
Well, now it's draining. I mean, I have it disconnected. I'm pulling the clip for the brake line.
Maybe it was clogged, like you said.
No, I might need another pair of vice grips. This clip doesn't want to come off. While your battery was dead, I went ahead and finished that line before putting a new battery. I'm gonna go ahead and take this bracket off because this bracket here is for the brake line. Slightly used from New Mexico hardware. That holds the brake line. Since we don't need to worry about holding that brake line like that because it's not even gonna mount there. I'm going to take that off. We put the whole hub back together and the rotors would not fit over the hub. So we thought they just needed to be cut down. So we had them cut down. All right, so day 2. I had to do all my other work and stuff. If you can't tell from the chaoticness of my hair. We're pulling up to the Jeep right now. We're gonna try to get this thing on. We took the rotors to the machine shop and there's less wind today, but there's still a lot of wind, so forgive us for that. The rotors are back. We're ready to put the calipers on. I don't know how far we're gonna get tonight, according to Sunlight. So we'll see if we can get everything done today or if I gotta come back tomorrow evening to bleed the brakes or finish whatever. It's gonna be a long week. All right, so some of the other stuff we have for this week, right? Power wagon, which we still have to finish the linkage on the carburetor and redo all the fuel lines because all the fuel lines leak now. I don't know if that'll be on camera or off camera. And finish this Jeep. Stay tuned. I'm trying to get away from caffeine, but this is gonna be a caffeinated week. I got a lot to do. My other 2 jobs plus the YouTube thing. And this week's episode that I'm editing. Looks like Uncle Mark's already got the tire off and everything ready. That's awesome. Although he took my tripod. Probably could have brought a better tripod though. You always want your rotors covered in grease. All right, we're gonna start back on the passenger side again. I remember I gotta bend over these tabs too, so I need a flathead and a hammer. My OSHA approved chair. Oh, the camera's on, buddy. Now the moment of truth. Does it fit? Sure it will. I had to persuade it over the tabs. I swear the lug holes lined up. It's our back plate.
Where?
Right here. We have to take the whole hub apart again.
What back plate?
This back plate right here. It won't fit inside.
This is too big?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Can we just grind it and turn it?
Yeah.
I put it on the other way and it fits fine.
Oh, it's so perfect. Look. It lines up flush right here. Bring me the thing before we do anything crazy here.
The what?
The instructions. Because that is like perfectly aligned. Let me put it in an angle maybe you can see. Just a hair smaller. So this has got to be cut down like, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or so. Oh, that's rough. Breaking out the instruction. Oh.
I'm missing one paper. I don't know where it went.
It's alright. I don't need it. I'm far enough into this to realize I'm wrong on everything anyway.
What do you mean?
I read this backwards the first time.
Maybe we should start using the directions.
You told me to look at the directions. That's what confused me. I was like, all right, let's double check it with the directions. We did need that hardware. That's the problem.
What's that?
We're supposed to pop these wheel studs out. The disc brake goes on the other side of the hub.
What?
Yeah, the disc brake, the new studs are supposed to go through the disc brake and then through this plate. So we've got to take it all apart. We have to do this completely differently, and we realize that. We'll just call that last section mistakes were made. Make the first dually Jeep. Probably not the first. Now, shh, don't tell Uncle Mark. This is also something I realized was flipped around and I was wrong about. Noticing something else here too. Our hub seal is broken. Let me RTV that real quick. Better safe than sorry, right? Do this 4 or 5 more times, I might actually become a pro at it. I'm just going to remove the old RTV with a razor blade before putting it back on with a little more RTV. I'm just going to run a thin bead of silicone on the back of the hub. Never run RTV thick, except for in certain rare circumstances, like certain intake manifolds. Thin layers are the name of the game when it comes to RTV. Something that's got me nervous that I'm looking at now. If you look back here, after I knocked the studs out, it's not flat on the back of this plane. It's ridged, look.
On the back?
See, it's not flat.
I don't think that's gonna matter, because your 3 highest points are gonna hold it.
Yeah.
So once you put the new studs in.
Well, with the knurling and everything else, it's nice it's either 2-inch now, though, knowing that that's spaced out further than... Because
Well, you're gonna have to put those in the hub. I mean, in the rotor. What are you putting our TV on?
That seal,
Oh.
that one that was broke, I took that big plate off because the seal was... I noticed the seal was bad, or broke, when I took it apart. So I figured I'll just re-RTV it real quick while I'm here so it's not a problem later.
Oh, okay.
Having to use the wiggle method to get all these pieces lined up. Turns out I ran out of room on my SD card. Where we're at here is I'm putting this back together. Wiggle it just a little bit. Now, let's put on the disc brake. So we went ahead and got some wheel studs. The kit was supposed to come with them. These are the ones we got at O'Reilly's. In case you end up in the same situation. Or whether this works or not. Now see, where we screwed up before is, I was supposed to put this on first, and then we put the hub on. So let me see if I can put these wheel studs in. I might take this to our anvil. I gotta go talk to Uncle Mark. Mark?
Yeah.
We got a problem.
What's that?
Our knurling is too much knurling.
You can't get it all the way in. Drive this back out and cut them down a little bit and then put it back in.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do.
Well, it's the first one too, so. Or do you want to go with something with a little less knurling on it? Just trade these in?
You could.
Heck, it's not like I'm using Mjolnir or nothing. It's just a finish hammer.
Yeah. I mean, we should cut them down maybe 20 thousandths or something. I don't know. I can't get the other lug nuts unless we call CarQuest. You want me to call CarQuest and see if I can do that?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing.
Okay.
This is why you send the correct hardware with your kit. This is quickly turning into the disc brake conversion from hell. All I'm saying is, if they would have just made that disc to where it would go over this hub, make it a little longer, this wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't have to take the lug nuts off or nothing. You know, a lot of people are saying, what about clearance issues?
Okay.
It was a drum before this. The drum was taking that space up. What Mark's saying is we should test these in the disc, and maybe we won't even get new lugs. We'll just take them other ones back. Nope.
They're too loose? Well, then we'll go get those Dodge ones from CarQuest. And
Okay.
we can put in those 5.
Yeah, that's way too loose. Look at that. All right, I don't know if I'm bringing y'all on this journey, but if you join us, you're welcome. If you're not, well, that was on them, not me. All right, so we just got back from the parts house. We found one that fits, but they only have 5, so we're gonna have to come back later. We will have to do the other tire tomorrow. It looks like the other hub. Here's our new part number that won't break your drums, your brakes. 610103 Dorman. That's nice that fits right between there. There's no way that's right. I'm gonna have to change this.
Why?
That steering knuckle's in the way. I swear to God, we checked the instructions to see where the placement of this plate went. Okay, that picture, the caliper is horizontal. The leaf spring is right there in the picture. Is that the leaf spring? So maybe we need to come up here. 77 to 73 Jeepster Commando. The 1980s CJ8 Scrambler and CJ10. 1960 to 64 and 1980s full-size J-Series trucks. I'm gonna look this up. I'm reading the instructions, and now I'm even more confused than when we started. Because it seems like this, in the picture, is horizontal. Right there. That hub don't look anything like this one. Like, see, it's almost flush fitting right there, and ours is not flush. To redo a project more times than this one. Does this disc brake kit even fit on a CJ5? It says it right there, 1955 to 1977 CJ5. Okay, so it does say that. This one has a dust cover. I don't have that dust cover. Is that the original dust cover? It's supposed to come with a dust cover? Parts and everything else. So now that I'm looking at this picture a little closer, and I can see it's not on a black and white paper, it is pointed horizontal, but this is on this side. So I need to move this over. It's nice to have color pictures. I don't know where that dust cover comes from because I didn't get no dust cover in the kit. So I'm running it without it. So I got to take this back apart, rotate this 180 degrees. So it was the leaf springs I saw in the picture, it's just the other side of the leaf springs. Dang it, I'm gonna run out of these little caps, I'm gonna have to buy me some more. Now I've got to switch calipers because that way I make sure our bleeder's up top. By the way, if anyone's curious, it's a 3/8 Allen. Okay, so according to the picture, it almost looks like it's supposed to go like this. But that's not going to work because there's not enough room for that. Okay, well that's not lining up very well. Alright, let me show you where we're at. I can't put the caliper on all the way because it's hitting the drain plug. We might be able to change the drain plug to something you do with an Allen or a whole square, you know, where it's flush. Let me pull this one off and see where we're at. Good thing we already drained all the fluid out earlier. Since we have the plug out anyway, how about we try the caliper? You have to pull the calipers to drain the hubs. New problem. I don't know if there's any fixing this one. It's banging there to where this won't line up here. Let's try it from the bottom then to the top before we fully give up on this project. I don't see, no matter how we're gonna spin it, that's gonna fit in far enough for that to line up. The kit's not gonna work. Looks like we're gonna grind this thing and see if we can make it work after all. One of these days we're gonna get this thing done. What should have been a couple-minute job has turned into a big job. It says in the instructions you might have to grind down the hub. I really didn't like that idea. But after talking with Scott and Mark, it really seemed like it was the only course of action. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the back side where this is rubbing. If this even shows up. We'll take the caliper off. Do a little grinding. I don't think I got my safety glasses. Maybe I could borrow some from Mark. That metal's a lot softer than I thought it was going to be. I keep calling it a drain plug when it's really the bill plug. Now don't forget to put your gear oil in the hub before you put this back together. Cardboard to clean out the threads of this plug.
You need a wire brush?
I just use that piece of cardboard there. I'm rubbing on the plug. Okay, let's try this again. Apparently the Teflon is keeping this thing from going in far enough, or this plug is just too long. Because I still got to go 1/4 inch over. Probably Google Documents. Microsoft Word you got to pay for. Dang it.
You got a few days to do it. Yeah, no, I already got the starter in yesterday. I ordered it last week. Dude, you blew up that bathroom, G.
I knew I would.
Well, good thing I had those pipe plugs on. That saved you $6-7 bucks. Yeah.
I don't know, they ground down the little lip there, but it's still hitting. For a bolt-on kit, this is a lot of work. A lot of modifying.
They always are.
Right. Now I just packed the wheel bearings 2 days ago, so I'm not really worried about packing those. I'm just gonna throw some grease in this thing. Now that we have the nut, at least the first nut on, let's see if we can put this caliper on. We'll see. I got one more nut to put on the hub. I got to put that plate back on, finish this caliper, and connect the line.
Let me go get my phone so I can look at the data.
This is that last nut. I gotta pull all this apart. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm gonna throw 2 bolts in this. Try number 235, and we'll finish it tomorrow
Liquid.
when I do the other hub.
Gear oil, brake fluid, carb cleaner. I mean brake fluid, brake cleaner. Here's a carb.
All right, day 235 of trying to fix these disc brake conversion kit. I ran out of time last time, so I have to finish putting this hub together. I kind of just threw it together so that it didn't get dirty or messy. Right now what I plan to do is just finish this hub because I don't have a lot of time right now before my other job. So I got to take this off, break the RTB off, clean the RTB, put it back together, and put the snap ring on. Ew. The RTB obviously didn't hold there. I'm going to have to re-clean that anyway. I might need a chisel or something to break that.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Time constraints. We're gonna have some vacation.
What? He got new RTB? Wow. And it's a different color, so he'll be able to see which one's which. This is exhaust gasket maker. I don't know if that's gonna matter at all. But it's what he handed me. We didn't really screw up this brake and this hub. It was really just a happy little accident.
You just putting it back together now?
Yeah.
Did you put the snap ring back in?
I'm just to the point of putting the snap ring in right now. Tricky little guy. Without getting it in the silicone. Now to make sure I didn't get the lens dirty while I was cleaning those threads, let me check you out real quick. No, it looks pretty clean. All right. I got to get ready to go to work, so I'm going to put all this stuff away and I'll get started on the next part. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We got to try to get this thing out for the parade. We've already put too much work into it. Besides not being able to take the drum off the brake of the passenger side, everything else went pretty well smooth on that side. Okay, so we don't want to bleed the brakes in the driveway, so we're going to do it on the road. So Gogo is going to be our expert driver here and back it up down a hill, not crashing anything, and park it in the road for us to do brakes.
No promises. All better.
You ready to start? Sir revs a lot.
That's still pretty high.
Tap the throttle. Go forward a touch.
Don't know how long.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Put it forward. Go forward and pull over here. Whoa!
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop, right?
Bleeding these brakes, we're going to start from the furthest brake from the master cylinder. So we'll do the back ones first. I got your parking brake on.
I just threw it in.
Might as well stay in there. If you need a whole brake setup for a 1969 CJ5, get in touch with us down below. We have one for sale for the front brakes.
You find the size?
Yeah, I think I found the size.
What size is it?
Vice grip. Man, that bleeder does not want to open. Right now we're on the final countdown.
Tomorrow morning at 10 for the parade.
Yeah, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock is the parade. And if we got no brakes, this isn't gonna make it. I thought you guys said you bled these brakes before.
No, we adjusted them out.
Cause this brake bleeder's not even getting loose. Go ahead and get out, Go. I need you to bring me a socket. I'm afraid I'm gonna strip it out with these vice grips.
What size socket?
Tiny, on a 1/4 inch.
Is that gonna work?
Holy cow, that worked.
I'm still getting no brake pressure.
Why do I feel like maybe I should just go look at that and see what's going on? After some investigation. Oh, hold on! Okay, pump. Okay, I'm getting something now. I'm gonna shut it off. All right, check the reservoir.
I don't know, Dad. It feels the same as it did when we started.
You may have had brakes the whole time.
What?
See what's going on, guys?
I don't know. Your Jeep's dead and buried.
Why is it doing that? Let me try something real quick. We may not be able to take this. Check it out, Go.
I want to.
See if you see what I see.
Do you see what I see?
Can you see what I see?
Oh, what the hell? Oh, yeah.
Let me figure it out.
Maybe just loosen that bottom nut.
Well, I was thinking about loosening it and moving it. There's a hole on top. Maybe it's that's all it is. What's the solution for this?
thing.
Alright.
Guessing this. I don't want to weld this. I think that's aluminum anyway.
All right.
Yeah, maybe it's not.
So maybe it could be in the fridge tomorrow? Well,
Maybe
we're
it can
still
after
full of
all.
brake
All right, let's see if that worked. Let's see if I fixed it or I
Okay.
broke it.
Continue
Fixed
on
it.
then.
But
Let
you
me go
guys
to
have
the other
ever
side.
found that before you guys put on a disc brake kit?
9 times out of 10, the reason I do a bunch of extra work is because I didn't look for myself. All right, we're gonna let that cool off, and then we're gonna bleed these brakes some more. I really needed a wrench to do that. Okay. That was really good. Trying to bleed brakes with the ratchet. This one I'm gonna have to do the same thing too. Okay, ready?
Holding.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll do one more. Okay, go ahead and pump. Feeling good?
Yeah.
Hold it.
Holding.
You can't tell, but I turned that socket over and all of the spray was in there. That whole socket was filled with brake fluid. When you feel it get real tight, let me know.
I got you. Alright, hit it.
Hold it down.
Yep.
Oh, that was a lot better. One more.
Go.
Okay, that's pretty good. Ah, you all got brake fluid on you. Why didn't you tell me?
Go.
Oh, that was the best one yet. Go again.
Go.
All right, that should be good. The parade is only in a couple of hours, so we really got to rush to get things done this morning.
Hit the throttle, it'll stop pretty loud.
Yeah.
When they move the block,
Yeah. I got brakes. They just need to be bled better.
that's what I was thinking.
How did they feel?
They're there. They're just not all the way there. Hey, that's a new one. Quarter 20 exhaust bolt to exhaust leak. Hadn't seen that one before.
Hey, where'd you go?
Get Mark and get the Jeep.
The Jeep still has no brakes.
It's got brakes, just not all the brakes.
Okay.
All right,
Where's
bye.
I have to reprint out this Jesse's bookkeeping sticker.
Again?
Yeah, because the font I did and it just isn't gonna work, so I'm changing the font.
Okay, well, I'll be there in a minute to help you load your truck.
Alright.
Bye.
Is it draining?
Hold it. Are you holding it?
Yeah. There it goes.
Okay, hold it.
Okay.
That's pretty good right there. All right, pump it again. You got more brake?
Hold it.
Okay, there's no more air coming out of that one now. Let me go to the other side.
It's getting hard now. There it goes.
I don't see any more air out of this. How's it feel now? All right, I believe we are doing a quarter 20 conversion on our hood latches real quick because they painted the Jeep. Granted, it's got rained on it since then. They painted the Jeep, but they still hadn't got the hardware on for the hood. Before I take it for a test drive, I'd like to put that on so we know where we're at. Break a windshield. Yeah, we had to take this on a 12-step program. Perfect.
Drill the hood now.
Whoa. That popped through quick. That might be too big, dude. Oh. You always want to use your hardened bolts to put on your hood pins. That way when you're drag racing at 400 miles an hour, you're not going to have to worry about your hood coming out.
Hey,
We have to go to my house and help Gogo load the race car trailer.
I was meaning to do this, but I didn't have last night or yesterday.
Remember, if you've been watching this long, you might as well subscribe. Don't wait for opportunity, create it.